Who struggles with procrastination at times? Me. You know, when you're getting a bit older and you kind of learn a little bit more about your mum and dad and sort of past situations, well, quite recently I found out that I've inherited the procrastination gene, not just from my mum, but also from my dad as well.
Seriously?
Now, we could use it as a bit of an excuse, and of course I try not to fall back on it. But for me, things like paperwork, the things you really gotta get on with, but actually you just don't want to, you can't be bothered, you busy yourself doing everything else but the thing that you've really got to get on with. So how do we overcome procrastination and the delay, the hesitation? Because I don't know about you, but when you've got through that thing that you've been procrastinating about and you think, why didn't I do that earlier, or why didn't I just get on with it? And then we follow the same kind of cycle over and over and over again. So we want to break that cycle with getting more motivated and encouraging ourselves, perhaps be a bit kinder to ourselves at times. We've got tons of stuff going on, business, career, family, whatever it might be. And there are going to be times where, yes, you just feel tired and perhaps it's not the right time. But we've got to determine what is the right time and also what is just purely procrastination, putting off what you've got to get done. Well, first of all, it's important to recognize the sensations in your body when you're starting to hesitate or procrastinate. And I say this because quite often we are just so busy going from one thing to another, we don't actually take the time to recognize the sensations and perhaps where the resistance or the reluctance is. And it's at this point we're able to perhaps determine what we need to do or the next steps to take us forward, getting more motivated and encouraged to get on with the thing and take action. Okay, so first of all, when we think about that whole thing that we've got to do, it becomes really overwhelming.
I'm overwhelmed.
Mind easily gets turbulent and it's very difficult to be able to compartmentalize the steps that we need to take. So first of all I want you to do is take a few deep breaths. Now, I know this sounds really, really simple and you've heard it all before with the breathing and everything else.
Boring.
But if I can explain in a slightly different way, is that when you take a few deep breaths deep into your belly, what happens is you get the optimized oxygen going around your body and up to your brain to be able to calmly think about step by step what you need to do or the solutions you need to find.
Makes sense.
If you imagine, it's a bit like pressing a pause button for just a few moments. Gives you that gap, that space in between the situation, any reaction or resistance to it, and finding a way forward. So first of all, recognize the sensations. Now, hesitation sometimes can be really helpful. It gives us that moment to say, okay, well, do I need help with something? Do you need to ask bigger, better questions? Is it something you need to do right now? Is it something you need to schedule in and just get done? There's lots of things we can learn from a short amount of hesitation, but it's when it gets a little bit too long that is pure procrastination. Believe me, I know.
Deal with it.
So here's what I do. When I've got things that do not interest me, but I know that I've got to do them, whether it's paperwork or admin or just stuff. First of all, I put some music on. I find something that is going to just give me a little bit of energy, give me a bit of encouragement, if you like. Maybe I make a cup of tea if it's appropriate. I love tea. So yeah, for me, it would be a cup of tea. And then I think, right, the first step I've got to do, the most important. Then I think about the next step and get it done. Now for you might find it even easier to write down those steps on some paper, not in any particular order, almost like a bit of a brain dump, if you like. Just get everything that you need to do to get on and do that job or that chore, and then you prioritize. So with your list, you put 1 or 2 or 3, and yeah, I know it seems so simplistic, but how many of us actually do it?
Yeah, right.
And what we want now is consistency. So each time you almost create a bit of a blueprint. So it comes to the point of, okay, so I know I've got this thing, I know I've got to do it, here's what I'm going to do. So you find something that motivates you. Now remember, with motivation, we don't just have motivation, we've got to generate it by the actions that we take.
Hell yes.
So for me, my start of my motivation is putting on some music and, making a drink perhaps. That's my one thing to say, I've got to get on with this. So it almost creates the catalyst to then continue on. And when you've done that thing and you feel really super proud of yourself, or you should,
You must be super proud.
you've actually got more energy and momentum and motivation to put into something else. So with that newfound energy, where can you also put it? What else can you achieve? What else can you action in that time to get more done with time efficiency and feel better about things?